Hi, and welcome to all the things you're looking for. I had a request to test the AirPods Pro 2 riding a bike so that we can test them and see how they perform in a windy environment. I hadn't had the chance to do that yet, but I wanted to give you at least a generic test. So let's get started. Okay, this is a test with the Apple AirPods Pro in a quiet and windless environment. Now let's add some wind. This is a test with the Apple AirPods Pro in windy environment. Let's increase the wind a little bit. This is a test with the Apple AirPods Pro in a windier environment. Let's increase it again. This is a test with the Apple AirPods Pro in an even windier environment. Okay, let's get to the second scenario. I have a big fan directly in front of me. Let's turn it on. This is a test with the Apple AirPods Pro in a very windy environment. And let's increase the level a little bit. This is a test with the Apple AirPods Pro in a very windy environment. This is a test with the Apple AirPods Pro in a very windy environment. Let's set it to maximum. This is a test with the Apple AirPods Pro in a very windy environment. Let's increase it to an insane level. This is a test with the Apple AirPods Pro in an insane looking test and an extremely windy environment. So, what do you say? How much noise is coming through? How much can you understand? Let's get on to the next test. This is a test with the AirPods Pro 2 in a silent and windless environment. Let's add some wind. This is a test with the AirPods Pro 2 and some wind. Let's increase the wind a little bit. This is a test with the AirPods Pro 2. Let's increase it again. This is a test with the AirPods Pro 2. And now let's get to our second test scenario. This is a test with the AirPods Pro 2 and the wind coming directly from the front from a bigger fan. This is a test with the AirPods Pro 2 in a windy environment. Let's increase the wind. This is a test with the AirPods Pro 2 in a very windy environment. This is a test with the AirPods Pro 2 in a very windy environment. Let's set it to maximum. This is a test with the AirPods Pro 2 in a very windy environment. This is a test with the AirPods Pro 2 in a very windy environment. And let's get it even windier. This is a test with the AirPods Pro 2 in a very windy environment. This is a test with the Bose QuietComfort in a quiet and windless environment. This is a test with the original Bose QuietComfort earbuds. Let's add some wind. This is a test with the Bose QuietComfort earbuds and some wind. Let's increase it. This is a test with the Bose QuietComfort earbuds and some wind. Let's increase it. This is a test with the Bose QuietComfort earbuds and some wind. Let's get to our second test. This is a test with the Bose QuietComfort earbuds in a windy environment. The wind is coming from the front. This is a test with the Bose QuietComfort earbuds in a windy environment. Let's increase the wind level. This is a test with the Bose QuietComfort earbuds in a very windy environment. This is a test with the Bose QuietComfort earbuds in a windy environment. Let's set it to maximum. This is a test with the Bose QuietComfort earbuds in a very, very windy environment. This is a test with the Bose QuietComfort earbuds in a very windy environment. Let's add even more wind. This is a test with the Bose QuietComfort earbuds in a very, very windy environment. Okay. The Bose QuietComfort earbuds 2 in a silent and windless environment. Let's add some wind. This is a test with the Bose QuietComfort 2 and some wind. Let's increase the wind a little bit. This is a test with the Bose QuietComfort 2 in a windy environment. Let's increase it again. This is a test with the Bose QuietComfort 2 in a windy environment. Let's get to our second test. This is a test with the Bose QuietComfort 2 in a windy environment. Let's increase the wind. Test with the Bose QuietComfort Earbuds 2 in windier environment. Let's increase it to maximum. This is a test with the Bose QuietComfort 2 in a very windy environment. I can barely hear the wind. I can hear the fan a little bit, but not the wind. This is a test with the Bose QuietComfort 2 in a very windy, insane looking test environment. With the Plantronics Voyager 50-100 in a quiet and windless environment, let's add some wind. This is a test with the Voyager 50-100 and some wind. Let's increase it. This is a test with the Voyager 50-100 and some wind. Let's increase it again. This is a test with the Voyager 50-100 and some wind. Let's get to our second test scenario. This is the Voyager 50-100 and some wind coming directly from the front. This is a test with the Plantronics Voyager 50-100 and some wind. Let's increase it. This is a test with the the Plantronics Voyager 50-100 and some wind. Let's increase it to maximum. This is a test with the Voyager 50-100 in a very windy environment. Let's add even more wind. This is a test with the Plantronics Voyager 50-100 in a very windy environment. This is a test with the Plantronics or the Poly Voyager 50-100 in a very, very windy environment. This is a test with the Sony LinkBuds in a quiet and windless environment. Let's add some wind. This is a test with the Sony LinkBuds in a windy environment. Let's increase the wind a little bit. This is a test with this windy environment. Now even windier. This is a test with the Sony LinkBuds environment. Let's get to our second test. This is a test with the Sony LinkBuds in a windy environment and wind coming directly from the front. This is a test with the Sony LinkBuds in a windy environment. Let's increase the wind. This is a test with the Sony LinkBuds in an even windier environment. This is a test with the Sony LinkBuds in a very windy environment. Let's increase the wind to maximum. This is a test with the Sony LinkBuds in a very windy environment. This is a test with the Sony LinkBuds in a very windy environment. And now let's increase the wind even further. This is a test with the Sony LinkBuds in a very windy environment. This is a test with the Bose Wilkins Pi7 in a quiet and windless environment. Let's add some wind. This is a test with the Bose and Wilkins Pi7 and some wind. Let's increase the wind. This is a test with the Bose and Wilkins Pi7 and some wind. Let's increase it again. This is a test with the Bose and Wilkins Pi7 and even more wind. Let's get to our second test scenario. This is a test with the Bose and Wilkins Pi7 and quite some wind coming directly from the front. This is a test with the Bose and Wilkins Pi7 and wind coming directly from the front. Let's increase it to another level. This is a test with the Bose and Wilkins Pi7 and quite some wind coming directly from the front, and now it's set to maximum. This is a test with the Bose and Wilkins Pi7 and a lot of wind coming directly from the front. Let's increase it again. This is a test with the Bose and Wilkins in a very, very windy environment. With the Sennheiser Presence in a quiet and windless environment. Let's add some wind. This is a test with the Sennheiser Presence and some wind. Let's increase the wind. This is a test with the Sennheiser Presence and some more wind. Let's increase it again. This is a test with the Sennheiser Presence and a lot of wind. Let's get to our second test scenario. This is the Sennheiser Presence with A lot of wind coming directly from the front. This is a test with the Sennheiser Presence and a lot of wind coming from the front. Let's increase the wind. This is a test with the Sennheiser Presence in a very windy environment. Let's set it to maximum. This is a test with the Sennheiser Presence in a very windy environment. And let's get it even windy. I would say more wind. This is a test with the Sennheiser Presence and not a lot of wind. This is a test with the Jabra Talk 65 in a quiet and windless environment. Let's add some wind. This is a test with the Jabra Talk 65 and some wind. Let's increase the wind. This is a test with the Jabra Talk 65 and some wind. Let's increase it again. This is a test with the Jabra Talk 65 and more wind. Let's get to our second test scenario. This is a test with the Jabra Talk 65 and some wind. The wind is coming directly from the front. This is a test with the Jabra Talk 65 and some wind. Let's increase the wind. This is a test with the Jabra 65, with the Jabra Talk 65, good level of wind. Let's increase it to maximum. This is the Jabra Talk 65 and with a lot of wind coming right from the front. Let's add even more wind. This is a test with the Jabra Talk 65, very, very windy conditions.
If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you want to support my channel, please subscribe. Thank you for watching and see you next time.